Welcome back to the design studio. Take a look at these images on the screen. There's something off about all of these, and I want to teach you something that is easy to do, it's simple, and it doesn't cost a lot of money, and it's going to make all the difference in the world for your yard to look very professionally done versus cheap. It is called the clean edge rule. It's an easy thing. We're going to get right into it. Let's go. So when edges are soft and inconsistent, it makes a yard look unfinished. What you'll see with a lot of very nice, professional, even luxury yards is they don't just rely on plants to do the heavy lifting. It's actually the edges that make a huge difference in defining spaces and making something look done. So here's what I want to do today. You and I are going to look at some bad examples, things that are just a little off and need a little tweak. Then I want to show you some good examples so we can essentially train your eye on what's a little off and what looks good. And then I want to take you into a 3D design software where I'm going to show you how to lay beds out and make them look professional and separate them with the proper edging techniques. It's going to be a doozy. Let's get into it. So the first example is when grass bleeds into the beds. And this is pretty obvious. It's when that lawn is starting to creep up into the mulch. There's no visual boundary between the mulch or the rock and the lawn. And I personally do like a natural edge, but it is a little bit of work. So if you're not willing to get out there with a spade shovel and cut in that nice V every year or two, this might not be, the best fit for you. The next thing is, this thing's just all over. We're going to come back to this one, by the way. Soft edges are everywhere and there's no structure anywhere. So in this example, you can see that there are some curves, but this ivy is not defined. The mulch is kind of bleeding out into the grass. The grass is very sporadic. There's even a bed along here. The point is there's no hard material reinforcing the shape. Even along this walkway, it looks like the edging is kind of broken away. So you want to make sure that things are clean and defined, and with hard edging, with it, either that's a walkway, that is stone edging, that is all kinds of different examples, you're just not going to get that separation. The next thing is, this is kind of a combo play where you've got inconsistent edging materials. So I like the idea of separating the mulch from the pavers, but the truth is when you have a hardscape material like that, you don't need edging like this. Maybe the fact is this bed is just a little too elevated for no reason at all. It sure does look that way because of the black steel edging. So when you got stone and black steel and grass, it starts to get a little messy and it starts to take away that professional look. Finally, this one's a little tricky, but you got decorative edging doing all the work. Now, most of the time, you're going to see this mistake with small decorative stones trying to define the space, and they start to get lost in the mulch or in the bed, and grass starts to grow over them. But you can also do the inverse, where you get something that's just a little too big. And with these dramatic turns, it just looks off, doesn't it? It looks like this stone, maybe it would have been better to be a natural cut inch or a retaining wall or something that's just a little bit smaller scale. So you got to be careful with the scale even when it comes to edging. Okay, so here's the difference with what high-end or luxury yards do. The first thing is a clean, continuous edge. So you can see along here, there's nothing that interrupts this edge. And of course, this is accomplished with hardscaping, with this beautiful walkway. It's got these nice curves, but also even if you look at different elevations, this edge is actually with a retaining wall, and then you see the plants fill in behind it. So the lawn or the mulch or the rocks, everything is obviously stopped by a nice clean edge, whether it's a wall or a patio. Next thing, this is a lot of these tips are going to blend together, I'll be honest with you, but this is very similar where hard materials define the space. So you can see there's a lot of hardscaping in here, but it clearly separates the lawn from the space. So we have a retaining wall defining these elevated beds in this upper stoop or landing area where you got some flagstone. But then if you look closely, you see there's some Black Hills rustic stone here. And this is something we installed last fall. That separates the lawn from the mulch. Could we have done a natural edge here? Absolutely, but why didn't we? Because this is a hillside, and we felt that this mulch over time was going to start to dissipate and go down the hillside. So when you have elevations, pay attention to what's the best material that's going to contain that space. Next thing, this is a pretty cool one. This is a patio we did last spring, and it's when one edge language is repeated everywhere. And so this is done with hardscaping, but the language that we are communicating is with the rinse and repeat of this border. You can see we've got vision, then a mocha, and then the meat and potatoes, the main paver, but it is repeated throughout the entire design, even defining zones, which is a really cool look. Obviously, keeps everything separated and it creates rhythm for the design. And then finally, you got edges that align with the architecture. And this really is kind of a dealer's choice. It works for some houses, it doesn't work for others. But when you have a small backyard, a small space, especially like a city home, that's kind of those shotgun city homes, lining your edges with the architecture of the home makes it feel bigger, and it actually is a very clean and a way to modernize it. You can see this patio stands out so much more than if it was off-center when it lines up with the architecture of the house. The clean edge rule. If you fix nothing in your yard, at least get the edges on point. It's gonna make a huge difference. It actually resets the brain. It tells the brain, oh, this is the difference between this material and this material. This is actually worth looking at. This is worth spending money on. This is how you do it. Okay, so now let's get into the design, where we're gonna take one of those images and let's show what it would be like if it actually had the proper edging put in. And then I'm gonna share something, obviously, at the end of the video, where if you wanna go see the live project, you can do that as well. Let's get into it. All right, so here's a design that we did a few years ago, actually installed this project, and this was a fellow YouTube viewer, just like you, somebody who had watched and had contacted us to hire a design. They were in the St. Louis area. We ended up developing a friendship, and sadly, this gentleman, he passed away a couple years ago, but he was one of my favorite people that I have ever met on any design or consultation. Shout out to you, Keith. You were the man. But what we did for him on the side yard was very much in line with the clean edge rule. That was the key to this entire thing. So take a look here. What we've got is an unusable space. You've got the flagstone walkway, you've got the mulch around the tree, and then you've got all these maybe beds, but the grass is bleeding in. It's just kind of a mess, right? It needs some help. So here's what we did. Wanted to create a couple different planting zones and address the drainage. A lot of water was coming through from the neighbors because of the elevation of this property. So when you are putting together a landscape design, obviously hiring a designer would be at the forefront. If you're busy and you don't have a lot of time or knowledge of the thing, which we're working on as you watch this channel, but you want to make sure that drainage is at the forefront. So having rock along this and even a dry creek, you can see there's a bigger, thicker stone there, was super important so water can permeate down. But then you want to separate all that if you're going to incorporate ivy and mulch and all these different materials that could wash. So from above, you've got a mulch area. You see that we brought that out and around and didn't just keep that circle around the tree. We brought another little circle in there to define this mulch area so we can soften the space. Then we've got new grass in here. And then there's all the edging for the decorative gravel and then a dry creek here. All of this stuff is separated with stone edging except for the mulch. So let's get the principles up there. You got a clean continuous edge, which is along there. Hard materials that define the space first. So there is stone edging along here defining that. We could put that stone edging here, which probably should have, keeping with our one principle routine, but sometimes you can break the rules. If you're willing to take in a spade shovel, you absolutely could do this and you don't have to do edging everywhere. Then you got one edge language repeated everywhere. That kind of falls in line with what we just talked about with the stone edging. And then finally, edges that align with architecture. Since this is on the side of the house is back here, this is when you have freedom to do curves or straight lines or whatever you feel or want, whatever the vibe is of the backyard. So we went with a lot of curves and we don't have to worry about lining it with the architecture or anything like that. So here's the overhead. And let me throw on a couple of different shapes. Starting out, let's start with red. So I wanted to define what that mulch shape is. You can see that we've got one zone here of edging and then edging along here and edging along here to separate the ivy. Then let's go to yellow. And we've got this zone where we've got stone edging separating the rock from the mulch. And this is the smaller rock along here. And then finally, we've got this green zone showing how we would separate the ivy from the dry creek. And an overhead or a 3D of this actually looks like this. So this was that walking path. Remember where that tree was right here. I'm like sitting in the tree. And then now we've got definition, right? Let me get myself out of the way here. We've got the edging along here, which the water can permeate down through. We've got the softness here. Now we can put plants in. It looks very much professional, very different than before. And then we've got our different rock here and our creek stone so that water can really come through here. This is where a lot of erosion was happening, why we went to a bigger rock. And then finally you got the ivy. So you've got all these different materials and textures separated by edging. So here's what I want to say. I think the elephant in the room nowadays is about AI. Can AI come in and do these designs and put together these elaborate plans? The answer right now is no, because I have definitely explored ways to streamline my business. And if there was a way where I could work with it, I absolutely would. And I think there are things you can do with it. You can put stuff together that's inspiration, much like Instagram or Pinterest. But when it's time to get in there and actually do it, it has a tough time with elevations. It has a tough time knowing all the materials, the why behind why certain things should be there. I want you to think of AI as a useful tool to gather inspiration, and then a designer is the bridge to get to the final product. A designer is the way that you avoid mistakes. Okay, so if you're serious about this and you want a full plan before you spend thousands of dollars on a design, it's the pinned comment below. I would love to help you just like we've helped them. We can put those plans together and we can actually install in the St. Louis area. If you want to see this in real life, go check out this video right here. And if you want to stay in the design studio with me and learn another tip, go check out this video right here. This is Bobby K saying creation is everything. So go out and create. Had a great time being here with you. I'll see you on the next video.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't